Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and information on Path of Exile. And this is a big week, so starting with the smaller news, we got some Krangle passive event, Twitch highlights, and of course there's your favorite streamers with weird ascendancies and weird notes allocated on the passive skill tree. Definitely recommended, I mean, if you got a couple minutes and enjoy these kind of clips. You should take a look at those. Also, the Polarity Group SSF event is live. Well, this is a weird one, where basically you have a polarity on you and it's random and you can only harm monsters that are the same polarity as you. Also, rare and unique monsters swap their polarity when they reach low life. I wonder if there is a way to bypass this by maybe one-shotting them or having Culling Strike, I don't know. Most likely it will not work and it will require players to cooperate in groups of at least 2. Of course, this is another forced group event and I wonder how much the participation is, because I suspect a lot of players in PoE do play solo even when they have friends, just because that's what the game mostly pushes you towards, due to impossibility to see anything when playing in a party mostly. So I mean, this is an interesting event and it would be nice to see some statistics on the participation and the completion of this event, though I suspect we will only get some highlights in the next week. And GG prepared for the live stream with full reveal, with all the dates and the drops. And if you missed the live stream, you can definitely check it out on the YouTube channel or just following the links I'll put in the description below. Of course, there's going to be everything. These were the Sphinx Wings, which were the live stream Twitch drops. I mean, it's not like you missed anything if you couldn't get them. And yeah, the enjoyment of the league is definitely not gonna change if you didn't get those. We also got the full page for the reveal as usual. There's media articles which you really don't need to read. I stopped reading these several leaks ago because they didn't really add anything. You can check the trailer and the content reveal, which again you can find in other places like YouTube and most likely Twitch VODs on the official PoE channel. There's also the full announcement we're gonna take a look at. Full patch notes already posted, which is really big. And I mean, they are also really big, so I'm not gonna go into them. If you want to know something about a specific skill, get in there, Control F your favorite skill. Otherwise, I mean, if you really have the time, just scroll them out. If you're a streamer, you already did this live, I guess. And if you want to support GGG, just go and buy some supporter packs, which is definitely a good idea to do after you actually tried the league for at least several hours, so that you can actually say if it is good or not. For example, if you take the last league, everyone was shitting on Sanctum at the beginning, and then everyone found out it was actually great. So definitely wait a moment and then purchase if you think it's worth it. So here we are into the Crucible expansion. Basically an ancient race of titans once shaped the world, and you're gonna take their power after doing some trials. And these trials look something between Harvest and Ultimatum. And well, the thing is that you can actually choose the difficulty. You can hold a button down and you will increase the monsters that spawn, which will also increase the experience that you gain on the weapons passive skill tree, because that's the new big thing. Weapons will have their own passive skill tree. You can see those here. These are really like big ones. You can get further. I think there are 5 levels, so the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, and there is a 5th one, of course, the higher you go into the game. And at the top of the end game, you will be able to go into specific maps, like Forges of the Titans, where you will be able to fuse 2 weapons, kind of like armor recombinators, where one of the weapons is destroyed and you can choose which one is destroyed, and the 2 passive skill trees will be fused together with a higher chance to give you the keystones that you actually already allocated into the weapons. So this is definitely a time sink, because you have to allocate your favorite skills on weapons, which, I mean, I think they are random. So you have to allocate those on both weapons and then fuse them together, hoping to get the correct weapon. If you don't, you repeat this process, and yeah, it takes a lot of time, but you can get absolutely the best weapons in the game. I do suspect this league is not going to go core, because it is way too strong in the item it can get. So yeah, we'll see about that, but it most likely not going core. Anyway, there's also Atlas gateways on the Atlas passive skill tree, which is great. Basically, you get this point here, you get the other point on the other extremity of the Atlas, and they are fixed, and you can jump from one to another. It's basically a tunnel between both sides of the tree, and it is great, especially at higher levels, to optimize your tree, but I suspect even at lower levels, if you want to jump through those. Breach has also been revamped. There's a lot of things in here, but basically it's gonna be more interesting when you find it in maps, and more interesting when you actually do it with the breach stones. And they remove some types of breach stones, like simplifying the whole system while hopefully making it better. And they also changed the Abyss as well, where basically, since you didn't really want to get into the Abyss unless there was a leech, now every Abyss has a leech. So if you get the actual Abyssal Depth, there is a guaranteed leech at the end, so you definitely want to get in there. Of course, Abyssal Depth will be much rarer than before. However, Abysses found in maps will be actually longer than usual, and there is a chance that you can find a Stygian Spire at the end instead of the reward chest, which will drop the same item as the reward chest, and it will also drop the Stygian Vise. So I think this change will be really good, but we'll have to test, of course, if that works. Also, there's been a couple of rebalances on the ascendancies, especially Saboteur, which now has something to specialize in triggered skills and cooldown recovery, which is really interesting. Also, slowing down the cooldowns of enemy skills, which applies to Uber and game bosses as well. For example, slowing the number of times that Maven does her memory gain, which, I mean, is definitely a plus. The Pathfinder also has seen a couple changes, which gives them the ability to turn many of his skill into concoction-like abilities, consuming flask charges for additional effects, and I suspect the concoction skills will be really strong, especially in the early game. I mean, they already are, but they're gonna be even better now. And GG added 9 new Val skills. You can see some of those. There's like 3 screenshots here. We got a couple of videos of some, so definitely really interesting, adding to the game. Some of those really important, like Val Lightning Arrows and Val High Shot, really helping with a single target of skills otherwise focused on clearing, and there's much more to that, so definitely check them out if you are interested in some of those. I'm kinda interested in Val Firestorm, although I suspect, since the normal Firestorm is really weak, its Val counterpart will not be enough to help it. Anyway, there's also, of course, new unique items, like, for example, this incredible bow, really increasing the bonuses gained for equipped quiver, but doing nothing on itself. I mean, these are the items I like to see, crazy items which some player will find a way to make them broken into a specific build, and we'll get a very nice build of the week season this season as well. Of course, there's going to be a boss skill event, which is only for the top 0.00001% of the player's base. However, I mean, that might be interesting to watch on Twitch. Hopefully, it's most likely just quick leveling and yeah, people not sleeping for 24 hours. I don't know that. Anyway, Ruthless is gaining ground, as people supposed. This is definitely not a mode that GG put in there and forgot about it. They're definitely working on it, and Ruthless now has its own set of challenges, and they are like the ones in the old days of PoE, so there's total of 8. Don't know if you played back then, but there were 8 challenges. And yeah, they were more difficult than now. I don't know, they definitely took a lot less time. At least 6 took a lot less time to complete than it takes to complete like 10 right now, so I don't know. Right now PoE is just a huge time sink, and challenges are more of a time sink than ever. So yeah, probably these challenges will be really difficult, but most likely really long. And another big thing is that they added back Eternal Orb in Ruthless, of course. And Eternal Orbs were removed a long time ago from PoE because they were way too strong. Probably back when meta mods started appearing, not sure exactly when, but the Eternal Orbs were really strong in crafting and basically allowed you to create a perfect 61 item, and yeah, they were removed and they're back in Ruthless because obviously GG liked it. And this is a huge thing, so we'll see how that goes if enough players play in the Ruthless League. Also, well, get ready for ExileCon, of course. In July, at the end of July, there's going to be the 2023 ExileCon, which is going to be huge because GG is going to unveil masses of information about PoE 2, PoE Mobile, I mean, does anyone care? And there's going to be, of course, a 3.22 reveal and all the other panels and everything else. This monster here is most likely from PoE 2, and it looks pretty amazing. Maybe it's just a boss from the next league, who knows? But still, get ready for that, and again, if you are actually enjoying the game, show some support GG and buy some packs from them. Last but not least, we are getting a lot of teasers here. There's still a few because it's just started, and you can see like new uniques, like this jewel here, or you can see, for example, the newly added Val Ice Shot preview, which looks pretty cool and also pretty damn good if you are playing Ice Shot. Like, this looks like a very nice burst skill, and it's definitely going to see some use unless it has an abysmal damage multiplier, which it's most likely not gonna have. But yeah, I guess it was all for this week. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That was all. I've been your host Giorgio, and I'll see you guys the next time.